be also forced until and unless we are forced to give up our own culture. The Britishers are not able to rule India. And that was the recommendation of Lord Macaulay, that educational system was recommended in India. Today we are forgetting our culture. I thank Professor Paniwala ji. I appreciate his lecture and such a dynamism I have seen in him that I would like to continue this effort. I have not taking your much time. I invite Professor Carolyn Heising to carry on, please.
And we have such short time. What we did bring with us are the two books that we referenced. If you go to the next slide. We were up at Badrinath. We saw no snow up in the mountains, even in the majestic Nilkant mountain, which is at 22,000 feet. Go ahead. Next slide. So there's this book about what could happen. It's an American author, Gwyn Dyer, came out in 2010 on climate wars. The fight for survival as the world overheats. One of the chapters is about India and Pakistan fighting over water that is coming out of the Himalayas. And as we heard yesterday from you, all of the major rivers in China and India and Pakistan come from the Himalayas. The Himalayan region affects the climate in most of Asia, including even parts of Russia. So as the Himalayan glaciers melt, there's going to be potential for enhanced security issues and climate wars. And then the next slide. We know that global warming is due to mostly the combustion of coal. And the Department of Energy in the U.S. says that humans each year are producing 28 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide, primarily through combustion of coal. So it really doesn't matter if we go to biofuels for automobiles, because automobiles are not producing the problem. The problem is burning coal to produce electricity. Next slide. This is just the data that shows CO2 increasing. It's now at 387 parts per million. Dr. James Hansen, who's written the book Storms of My Grandchildren, is the leading climate scientist in the USA. And he is talking about, he goes out and demonstrates. He's a social activist and the chief scientist in NASA. He has been in jail several times for protesting against coal-fired plants. It's use of coal that is the primary problem with CO2 production. Go to the next slide. So, just go to the next slide. This is showing the temperature increase, and it did not stop in 1998. Go to the next slide. That's from Dr. Hansen. Next slide. This is Dr. Hansen, and he is the leading climate scientist in the United States from NASA and professor at Columbia University in New York City. He is talking about how at 387 parts per million we now exceed the safe limit of 350 parts per million. So we're headed for crisis. And you're seeing already the impact on climate around the world. This has been an unusual winter in many parts of the world, including where I live, where it's unusually warm. Okay, go ahead. So as international security issues an increase of as little as 2 degrees Celsius, which is almost inevitable. This is from Dr. Hansen, would heat global politics to the boiling point and trigger massive conflicts over scarce food and water. So that's why we're headed for this climate war. Go ahead, next slide. So this just reviews what's in this book. Go ahead. And of course, energy policy is the major problem. Coal is the major problem. Go ahead. And I looked at Indian River study that was done at IIT Delhi showing the impact on the Indian River basins. That study's indicating there is in India, and I focus mainly on India because of this conference, the problems of the rivers drying up in some parts of the country, like the Ganges, and other parts of the country there could be further flooding. So that was based on that study. And then just our own experience up in the Himalayas, looking at the mountains. Go ahead.
This village, ma'am.
Yes. And the Terry Dam, we want to talk about, you met the guard and what he said.
We have been to Badrinath and we have seen, as Professor Paniwala yesterday said, river Ganges is going to disappear, is now a dried river. And we have seen several hotels across the Ganges, from Rishikesh to Badrinath. And we have seen air conditioner at Badrinath. Can you imagine? And all the way construction is going on, so many dams are being constructed. And no one is caring. Ganga Maiya, several songs you have heard. But I don't know what new generation is thinking. But it's really a very dismal situation now we are having. And what we are giving to you, what we are handing over to you. हम क्या थे, क्या हैं और अभी क्या होंगे अभी. आओ आज बैठकर मिलकर यही विचार करें सभी. So it's a clarion call. It's not a paper, just a paper. It's a clarion call to all of you. Just come out of your cocoon and think what's going on outside these air-conditioned rooms or lecture halls. Yes, please.
Okay, so we could just go to the conclusion.
Some slides.
Actually, this is it. So global warming continues to be the largest and most serious environmental challenge of the 21st century. And at the same time, we discuss these implications, what we can do in energy policy going toward more renewable energy sources, but non-carbon sources. We have to replace especially coal. And so that's the last slide. And we can see India, this is a slide at night taken by a satellite, is highly electrified. We're not going to go back and give up electricity, but it is coal production. Coal-fired electricity is the major problem of CO2. We have to find, non-CO2 producing energy sources. So that's what we wanted to include. Oh yes, next slide. Dr. Brown has a poem. I didn't read it.
I have written one poem, Dried River. When I was young, the river is saying, people used to come, used me for irrigation when I was in full flow. Many fairs and ceremonies were organized, used in every way, and forget to thank. Now I have become a gutter, garbage all around. Love of mankind I never found. People have forgotten me because I am a dry river now. Save river. Thank you very much.
Thanks Dr. Carolyn and Dr. Sharma for your nice presentation on global warming. Really, siltation is the main problem for the Ganga water table, and developmental activities add towards the siltation. The next speaker, Harminder Singh, he will present on biofuel production, a case of growth variability in Jatropha and Convenia. And again, I request please